Hey guys, in this video I want to share some Elemental SnS builds, with different skills like Dereliction, Mail of Hellfire, and abusing a bit of the items. So let's begin. I'll start with the highest to the lowest damage from these 5 builds. As damage check in the training room, I am just taking into consideration Spinner Reaper. The first one is the Water build. It deals 504. In this build we are going to be using the Mail of Hellfire. It is a bit restrictive as it requires 3 magna pieces, but it is cool that it has good slotting to patch the needs along the way. For the decos we need a Kushala Soul for the weapon, Iron Prolonger 3, 1 Crit Eye, 3 Speed Sharpening, 2 Water Attack and 1 Water Attack 3, 2 Crit Boost, 3 Weakness Exploit and 1 Protective Polish. And for the charm, preferably a Protective Polish 2 with 1 tier 2 slot. If you don't have a charm like that, a Protective Polish 2 works fine, or you could change 1 Critical Eye for a Protective Polish. That's actually the main issue with this build. As we need 3 magna pieces, it is a bit complicated to stack damage skills, and that's also the reason why I wanted to use this weapon, because it has an amazing slotting, as well as some extra defense that it's going to be needed due to the penalty of this armor set. But once it is all together, this build is just pretty good. And the reason why I threw a Protective Polish rather than the Master Touch is because our weapon doesn't have the best purple sharpness, and investing between Handicraft and Master Touch reduces the damage a lot. Also remember that we are using an Iron Prolonger 3, so stacking items like Might Seed, Demon Powder, Adamant Seed are good choices to increase our offensive and defensive capabilities. For the second build we are going to be using Dereliction. It is a bit complicated to use for casual players, but there are multiple ways to work around it. In the training room this build deals 503. For the decos we need a Camellia Soul, 5 Fire Attack, 2 Crit Boost, 3 Speed Sharpening, 3 Weakness Exploit, 1 Master Touch, and for the charm, whatever you have with 2 tier 2 slots and 1 tier 1. The way to work around Dereliction as a casual player is to rely on one basic item, a Gourmet Fish. As most of the time our HP is going to be reducing, the Gourmet Fish works as a countermeasure to this little penalty, as well as Camellia Soul, because there are times where it recovers HP, and it can be a clutch in deco if you know how to be on top of the monster dealing damage. Also, you can use a Healing Palico and a new skill, Healing Cloverbat. Once you get this skill, you'll be able to recover HP after dealing some damage to the monster. And if that is not enough, this armor set has Blood Rite too, meaning that once we break a monster part, we can start healing ourselves as we beat the heck out of the monster. For the third build I wanted to create something to help newer SNS players, dealing with Anomaly Quest. So this one is a hybrid between something that is able to deal some good punches and a quite defensive build. In the training room it deals 496. For the decos we need a Camellia Soul, 3 Thunder Attack, 3 Speed Sharpening, 2 Crit Eye, 1 Iron Prolonger 3, and 6 Defense Boost. For the charm I'll be using the same as before. You might ask, why the heck do we need 6 Defense Boost? And that's easy. That's a solid way to naturally increase our chances to withstand an attack from anomaly monsters. And if you want to go even further, you can change the elemental weapon for the Royal SNS and change the 3 Thunder Attack for 3 Recovery Speed, and be a freaking tank. That's for solid results 1 vs 1. Also, you can stack different items to go even beyond if necessary. So yeah, this one may sound silly for some, but it is quite chunky. The fourth build is for the Dragon element. This one deals 472. It is quite similar approach as before, but with different skills. For the decos we need an Iron Prolonger 3, 1 Recovery Speed 3, 5 Dragon Attack, 3 Speed Sharpening, 1 Maximum Might, 1 Weakness Exploit, 1 Master Touch, 1 Protective Polish, and for the charm, whatever with 2 tier 2 slots. If possible, and for better results, with Divine Blessing 3. If you have a Divine Blessing 2 with 2 tier 2 slots, just change the Protective Polish. This is also a quite solid build to tackle hard quest. because Divine Blessing along Item Prolonger and Recovery Speed can be clutching skills to have together. This one is just a different approach if you don't like to see defense boost in your builds. And for the last build, we can deal 490 damage. That is just for a couple of hits, so the real value is 464. Here I am just relying on standard skills to deal damage. For Decus we need 4 attack boost, 3 speed sharpening, 1 item prolonger 3, 1 ice attack 3, 1 weakness exploit, 1 defense boost, 1 master touch, and for the charm whatever you have with 2 tier 2 slots. This one requires a bit of help from different items to catch up to the damage, but it is a quite simple build to create along the way in Master Rank 70. All of these builds delivered pretty good results for me. In some of them you can change elements with some minor tweaks. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.